Hello, welcome back to the HVAC Budget channel. This tonight is going to be a review of the SOG Powerlock multi-tool. And there are some things that I really like about this multi-tool and some things that I'm fairly disappointed in. So it's going to be a mixture tonight, so let's go ahead and get started. This is going to be a fairly large frame multi-tool. This is compared to the Wave, it dwarfs it, so this will definitely be more of like a 4.5-inch frame instead of the 4-inch frame. And I want to mention right off the bat that this is a used multi-tool. I try to buy many of my multi-tools used. I just feel like new, a lot of them are just too expensive. So I think they have modified this a little bit. So perhaps that's why there are some of the issues that this multi-tool has. But anyway, this will be the V-Cutter SOG Powerlock. It's got these wheels up here for the extra grip of the pliers. So one of the things I wanted to mention that I am super impressed is this is probably the smoothest multi-tool I own to open, and I own way too many multi-tools right now. But anyway, that just so smooth. Leatherman a lot of times has issues with their pliers being hard to open. I've bought many used that are hard to open. I've got one new it's not perfect, but it's definitely not like that smooth. Just, it is amazing how smooth this is to open and close. So that's one of the things I've actually been super impressed with the SOG multi-tool. All right, and you do notice that this has a very narrow tip at the end for getting very close in. I was able to take a little tiny piece of wire I had stuck in my finger. I was able to use this almost like tweezers, just really nice. How the jaws meet at the end there. Let's go ahead and use the wire cutters. I actually have not used these for a whole bunch of tasks. I did carry these with me several days. So it cuts that wire really nice. And I'm not sure that I guess I do have some hard, thicker gauge copper wire here. So it cuts that really nice as well. So then you find at the bottom, it does look like it has a place for the hard wire cutter. And then take a look underneath here. We've got two spaces for two sizes for crimping, and that is really nice. I was able to use this on some fairly big, about 10 gauge wire or so, I think it was, and crimp the connector on, and this was just really nice to have on the belt. Did a really nice job. Now normally these have protectors that sort of protects your hand so it's not as hard to grip. I don't really find this. I guess they dig in a little bit to your hand, but I'm not that worried about it. So it's not a huge issue to me. All right, so let's go through these tools, and we've got a file here, which is nice to have. And then of course these are locking. So then we'll go down, and this is where I have a little bit of an issue, and I've read in some forums, and apparently this is maybe an SOG thing, but these tools just sort of clump together and they do not fit very properly. I'm not sure if someone took this tool and didn't put it back together right, but anyway, in this configuration, this does not fit properly. Again, I want to put the caveat here that this may be a modified tool set. I thought from what I've looked online that has fairly standard features, tools to the SOG V-Cutter, but anyway, however this is designed, it doesn't work very well with those small tools. So we've got our can opener, we've got our Phillips, we've got our straight edge screwdriver, we've got our awl. I'm not sure that awl is that heavy duty. I really take my Leatherman awl and sort of use it for a metal punch actually, and it holds up, but I'd be a little nervous with this one. And then we've got our saw as well. And a lot of these implements seem to be a little bit smaller, even though this is a fairly large frame. It just seems like they could have extended the implements to reach closer to the end here, but I guess maybe because of the plier dynamic, it could be they needed room for those pliers. So some of the tool set just seems a little bit smaller than another multi-tools. All right, and then on the other side, one of the signature, if I can pull this out, is the V-cutter. And one of the things I do like about SOG is that you can buy these replacement tools online, and you can actually just take this apart and replace it yourself. So let's see. There we go. I cut that paracord, so it does work. So that's one of the nice things that Leatherman does not offer. Leatherman, you have to butcher a couple tools to get extra tools, but SOG does sell them online that you could buy individual tool sets. So that's pretty nice. And then you do have this socket driver, which you fit a socket in, 1/4 inch, and if it locks in 2 positions, it locks in this position, and then it locks in that position. So some people have had some issues with this band here, this little spring, and there are some fixes online where you can find what people have done to help fix that if you do lose that indeed. All right, and so we noticed that further on we've got our knife blade, we've got also this little screwdriver, bottle opener, and then we've got our combo blade, the knife and with the serrated edge. So this seems to be a pretty sharp knife, pretty good profile. Blade seems very nice and sharp. The serrated blade looks really nice. So overall, this is a pretty neat multi-tool. You do have your ruler here as well. And then of course you've got that extra leverage with the gears there that help you get some extra leverage on the pliers. So overall, what do I think about the SOG multi-tool? I am very impressed with the pliers. Very impressed that it has 2 crimper capabilities. I like the idea of the V-cutter, the dedicated cutter there. I was hoping to use something like this on zip ties at work. I'm not a huge fan of this 1/4 inch. I feel like socket driver, I feel like a bit driver would do a little bit better job. And then the clumping on the other side, again, I don't know if this was modified and that's why, but I am a little frustrated with how that clumps, and then the awl seems a little bit shady to be using it for too heavy duty. But overall, this is a very nice tool. It does lock. It's got a lot of features. So for a used multi-tool, I definitely think it's worth buying. I'm not sure if it's worth buying new. I think there are other multi-tools that might just do a better job. All right, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.